Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all, and a very warm welcome to each and everyone in this event. Welcome to the second International Conference on Role of Energy for Sustainable Social Development 2022. I am Sailendra Kumar Jha, the MC for this event on the behalf of the organizing committee and the Secretary of IEEE Power Energy Society Nepal chapter. We extend our appreciation for your presence today. The conference is a platform for researchers, engineers, and scientists throughout the world. I would like to express my gratitude to all the researchers, authors, for the papers they are to present today and make this event a success. The event has been possible with the passion and enthusiasm from our host, Khopa College of Engineering and Khopa Engineering College, who has taken a task that was difficult in a very short span of time. The enthusiasm by all the faculty, staff, and students of Khopa College of Engineering and Khopa Engineering College is overwhelming, and I heartily thank you all for your efforts to make a soothing environment for the conference to be held at this location. Moving forward, may I request the following dignitaries to come on the dais and grace the event. I'd like to start with the General Chair of our conference, Professor Dr. Navraj Karki, the Chairman of IEEE Power and Energy Society Nepal chapter. Navraj sir. Our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Prem Shuwal, Member of Parliament and Secretary Nepal Mazdoor Kisan Party. Our special guest, Honorable Mr. Sunil Prajapati, the Chairman of College Management Committee and Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality. Our special guest, Honorable Mr. Dinesh Kumar Ghimre, Secretary, Water and Energy Commission Secretariat. Our guest, Mrs. Rajani Joshi, Vice Chairman of College Management Committee and Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality. Our special guest, Professor Dr. Ajit Kumar Burma, Western Norway University Applied Sciences, Norway. Our special guest, Professor Dr. Rajesh Karki, the University of Saskatchewan, Canada. Our General Co-Chair of the conference, Engineer Sujan Maka, Principal Khopa Engineering College. Our General Co-Chair, Engineer Sunil Dawal, Principal Khopa College of Engineering. Thank you all. To begin with the inauguration session, may I request our General Co-Chair of the conference, Professor Dr. Navraj Karki, the Chairman of IEEE Power and Energy Society Nepal chapter, to chair the session and provide his welcome remarks to the participants and audience present today. Navraj Karki sir.
The Chief Guest, Honorable Member of Parliament, the Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, Secretary Ghimre, Professor Burma, Professor Karki, Deputy Mayor Ms. Joshi, principals of Kopa Engineering College and Kopa College of Engineering, and my colleagues from university, participants from academia, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great moment of honor for us to be present here in this second international conference on role of energy for sustainable social development that is jointly organized by IEEE Power and Energy Society Nepal and Kopa College of Engineering and Kopa Engineering College, Bhaktapur. We had started this IEEE Power and Engineering Society Nepal chapter in 2019 to provide networking opportunities for young electrical engineers, academics in Nepal, because we do not have so many such opportunities. And when we thought of organizing international conference that will provide platform to our young engineers, both graduate engineers as well as those aspiring to be engineers, we were initially a little bit hesitant whether our endeavor will be successful or not. But we are now in the second edition. The first edition was held during the COVID period, and that was also relatively successful. And when in a short period of span, we were able to solicit more than 30 papers, and in the final stage we have around 26 papers to be presented. I can proudly say that we are successful in this endeavor, and we will see many more such editions to be held in Nepal with the collaboration of academia, industry, and professional organizations like this. I welcome all of you in this conference, especially those guests from overseas. Hope your stay in Nepal will be joyful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insight and then information about IEEE PS Nepal chapter. Further, moving forward, I would like to request our general co-chair of the conference, Engineer Sunil Dowal, the principal of Kopa College of Engineering, to put forward his welcome remarks for this conference.
Thank you, Shailendra sir. Chairman of this formal session of Second International Conference on Role of Energy for Sustainable Social Development, Professor Dr. Navraj Karki sir. Chief guest, Mr. Prem Suwal, Member of Parliament and Secretary of the Nepal Workers and Peasants Party. Our special guest, Mr. Sunil Prajapati, Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality and Chairman of Kopa Engineering College and Kopa College of Engineers. Another special guest, Mr. Dinesh Kimire sir, Secretary of Water and Energy Commission Secretariat, Deputy Mayor and Deputy Chairman of Kopa Engineering College and Kopa College of Engineering, Architect Rajni Joshi ma'am. Our keynote speakers, Professor Ajit Kumar Burma from Western Norway University of Applied Sciences, Norway, and Professor Rajesh Karki, Director of Power System Research Lab, University of Saskatchewan, Canada, Susan Makasar, Principal and Co-Chair of this conference, all the distinguished guests, member of the College Management Committee, people's representatives, paper presenters, participants and media persons, and all the distinguished persons present here, greetings from Kopa. I'd like to welcome you all to this formal session on Second International Conference on the Role of Energy for Sustainable Social Development, organized combinedly by IEEE PES Nepal Chapter, Kopa Engineering College and Kopa College of Engineering. I'd like to thank Navraj Karki sir and the IEEE PES team on behalf of both of the engineering colleges run by Bhaktapur municipality for this opportunity to co-organize this event at our premises. Since this conference is a common platform for researchers, academicians, and practitioners from universities, industries, as well as government organizations to disseminate their knowledge and findings for the sustainability of the electrical power and energy sector. We are hopeful that this scientific amalgamation on a very important issue of power and energy will contribute positive impacts to different arenas of science and technology, which will ultimately be useful for societal changes. I think the papers presented here will be well discussed and their outcomes will be well disseminated to the audiences and people related. I wish today's stay at this Scopo premises will be fruitful for everyone here. I would like to welcome you everyone here once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome remarks. Moving forward for the inauguration session, I would like to call forward Mrs. Sarmila Tusa and to support for the inauguration and lighting of Panas. So the Panas would be lighted by our chief guest. So I'd like to request our chief guest to come forward and light the Panas, and along with the Panas lighting ceremony, we have our team from Rajiv, Rupesh, Niranjan for playing the traditional Bhaktapur instruments, dhime. Thank you all. Thank you, our chief guest. Moving forward, I'd like to request our guest, Professor Dr. Rajesh Karki from University of Saskatchewan, Canada, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Distinguished guest, friends, colleagues, and ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a very good morning. This is a good, very nice opportunity for someone like me to come and, if you allow me, I will share some of my experience in attending conferences in Nepal and in other places as well. This type of conference is a really good opportunity for all the participants, especially for young minds to meet people where you can really broaden your vision and look into the future and get some signals to really explore your opportunities in research, in development, so that can really not only benefit the country, but that can benefit the world as well. Okay. So I have attended many conferences in the last more than 20 years of my career as a professor. And so I benefited immensely as a researcher, networking with a lot of colleagues and in starting new ventures. So so I tremendously benefited from that. And I had also attended conference as a student. And that is where I really got to talk to people. And as a student, you only have a certain level of vision where you can see based on the background and knowledge you have. But me talking to people that have done world-class experience, that really, widens that horizon. And so I like to encourage all the students to really try to explore and exploit that opportunity. Okay. And it's a great privilege for me to be talking in front of the Member of Parliament here. I do regularly talk to House of Representatives of the United States and Member of Parliaments of Canada in a venue called the Energy Council. And the main purpose of that is these leaders are policymakers. And obviously when they make policy, they have to have a good understanding of what new technologies are emerging and how that is really going to shape the future of the prosperity of the country and how the policy should be made based on that. So I regularly give this type of lectures to those honorable members, especially on the area of energy, renewable energy, and emerging technologies like energy storage, smart grid. So then they have some sort of understanding of how to shape the policy of the nation. Okay. So I'm really delighted and actually humbled by the political leaders attending this type of conferences and then trying to grasp something out of the conferences, so then that can really be a meaningful in policy making, because that really affects the entire people living in that country. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for attending this, and hope that every one of us can really benefit from this. And before I go, I was told to speak for 4 minutes, but I'm sorry, maybe I took a few minutes more. I attended so many conferences, probably more than 100 conferences so far. But this event that that I just witnessed, this cultural performance, that was really very impressive. And to all the organizers, I really like to say that we should try to continue that. I have never seen this before, and it really leaves a lasting impression on all the delegates on the richness of the cultural heritage of that country that is really hosting this conference. So please join me in applauding the friends that really did a remarkable job of entertaining all of us with our local heritage musical performance. So that was really, really good. So, and lastly, I really like to thank the organizing committee for making this conference a good success and inviting me to be part of it. And before I go, I was really impressed by Copa College. And this is the first time I came to Copa College. The college is so beautiful, so clean, and we rarely get to see this opportunity. And this is a really good, that has left a really good impression on me. I do have one student in my research group from Copa Engineering, and he has been doing really good. So but I never had the opportunity to really come here and see this beautiful college. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajesh sir, for your valuable words and expressions for Copa College as well as the conference itself. So may I request our guest, Professor Dr. Ajit Kumar Burma from Western Norway University of Applied Sciences, Norway, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning, and thanks very much to the organizing committee, especially the chair, Professor Navraj Karki, and the secretary, Dr. Shailendra Jha. And I'm uniquely privileged because you have all policy makers, the honorable Member of Parliament, the Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and the principals of various colleges, and people in very high profile and important positions who matter and who would want to sit through this conference and try to follow the proceedings and get to know what's going on at a contemporary level and what's good for the country. So it's really a unique privilege for me to come here to Bhaktapur and to Khopa College. I could never imagine an engineering institution in the backdrop of the high Himalayas. You see these wonderful snow-capped spires, and it's a kind of cultural, strong cultural impact coming originally from India. For us, Himalayas is divine, and to have anything in the backdrop of these holy mountains is really very, very impressive and very hard to imagine. And I really am impressed to see the enthusiasm of the students, the colleagues, and other people who have come here all the way, and including Professor Rajesh ji, who have come here to inspire and motivate and share. It is the synergy and the symbiotic relationship that really matters. The cross-pollination of ideas in multiple ways is definitely going to enrich our minds and provide a vision for the future in the days to come. So thank you very much, and thanks again to the organizers for hosting this wonderful conference. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ajit sir. So moving forward, may I request our guest, Mrs. Rajani Joshi, Vice Chairman of College Management Committee and Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, for her welcome remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sailendra Kumar Jha, for hosting this program. With Namaskar, with immense pleasure, I would like to share my greetings with the chairperson of this second international conference on role of energy for sustainable social development, Professor Dr. Navraj Karki, chief guest of this conference, and the Secretary of Nepal Workers and Peasants Party, Member of Parliament, Mr. Prem Suwal, special guest of this conference, and the Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, and the chairperson of these colleges, Mr. Sunil Prajapati, all the distinguished national and international personalities on the dais, national, international experts, representatives from different institutions, principals and vice principals of both Khopa Engineering College and Khopa College of Engineering, elected members of Bhaktapur Municipality, national and international delegates and participants, professors, faculties, and administrative staffs, a very good morning to you all. I am delighted to welcome you all in the cultural city of Bhaktapur on this second international conference on role of energy for sustainable social development. I am privileged to be part of this invaluable topic for the 21st century and further. As a Deputy Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, it is my great pleasure to introduce the academic plans of Bhaktapur Municipality. With the vision of Bhaktapur Municipality moved forward to intellectualize its society and make our society exemplary in every action that the society needs, and make Bhaktapur a city of art, architecture, and culture, along with an arena of science and technology. To fulfill the aim, the municipality established 7 institutions, which we call Khopa Circle, as we all know that what we do today can improve all our tomorrows, where our leaders initiated for more than 2 decades ago. To continue further, the municipality followed the manifesto provided by Nepal Workers and Peasants Party, which we have come from, and managed to succeed to some extent and bring positive changes in the society, where our society believed on the entire team of Bhaktapur Municipality. Therefore, we are being re-elected for the second term for the continuation of best practices and additional time-based activities to uplift overall skills and the economic standards of our citizens in holistic approach. Utilizing valuable tools like conferences as we are attending today. And for your kind information, Copper Circle under the municipality had organized numbers of national and international conferences on various topics after 2015 earthquake onwards. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned earlier, the topic role of energy for sustainable social development is one of the crucial topics globally. Being a deputy mayor and an architect at the same time, to me, sustainable and the society are the most important subjects to bring the human development into existence rather than extinction. So without delay, we are responsible to take actions upon, especially by the experts on the field, and disseminate to the further generation to save our Mother Earth and our society. As we all know, energy plays a vital role on the development of any country, and if consumed efficiently, it will be sustainable for the society. As Millennium Development Goals addresses to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, achieve universal primary education, promote gender equality and empower women, reduce child mortality, improve maternal health, combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other diseases as COVID-19, etc., etc., ensure environmental sustainability, and develop a global partnership for development, where energy is crucial to the accomplishment of each of these goals and make our society and make better place to live. Therefore, we believe that this conference will come with constructive conclusion for the best and beneficial result for the society. I, on behalf of Bhaktapur municipality, would like to wish for very best and fruitful panel discussions ahead. Have a wonderful day in Bhaktapur. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable insight and the wishes for this conference. Moving forward, may I request our special guest, Mr. Dinesh Kumar Ghimire, Secretary of Water Energy Commission Secretary, for his welcome remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Shailendraji. Chair of this session, Professor Dr. Navaraj Karki, Chief Guest of this inaugural session, Honorable Prem Shubal, Member of the Parliament, Chairman of the Khopa Engineering College and Khopa College of Engineering, Sunil Prajapati, Mayor of the Bhaktapur Municipality, Professor Duo, Dr. Ajit Barma and Dr. Rajesh Karki, Deputy Mayor of the Bhaktapur Municipality, Principal of this college, Mr. Sunil Duba, and all other excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. I feel privileged and honored for getting an opportunity to address this august gathering of engineers, academicians, professionals and practitioners. Presenting myself in this gathering, in this college, where I was also a visiting faculty for about 7 to 8 years, I feel not only proud but also benefited from the shared knowledge and findings that the learned resource persons are bringing here. I wish I could reflect these inputs in the upcoming policies toward achieving sustainable social upliftment through energy developments. As a Secretary of Water and Energy Commission Secretariat, I would like to cast some light on the energy sector, which I think is relevant as the theme of this session is the role of energy for sustainable social development. Power sector, I believe, is continuously undergoing evolution as far as sources of energy used are concerned. With the Paris Agreement in place, we all may foresee the substantial change in the generation mix of most of the developing and developed nations. For any positive impact to be seen globally in the generation mix, in change context of climate change, the efforts have to come from country-specific actions. With the population approaching 30 million in our country in the year 2021, total energy produced was around 14.5 million tons of oil equivalent, out of which the majority, around 61%, came from the fuel wood. The contribution of energy from renewables and electricity accounted just little over 6%. If we look at the mix of projected energy requirement of around 17 million tons of oil equivalent for the year 2050, 33% will have to come from electricity and renewables. 34% will have to be contributed from fuel wood and biomass. Here, we foresee the substantial dominance of electricity and renewables in the projected energy mix for the year 2050. The electricity mix in our system of nearly 2200 megawatt has a dominance of numerous run-of-the-river hydro projects, with few of them having pondage facilities. Almost 86% of installed capacity is dominated by these projects. In the mix, storage facility accounts for only 106 megawatt, and the diesel thermal contributes some 54 megawatt. On the brighter side, with heavy involvement of private sector, independent power producers, around 3,300 megawatt of installed capacity are actively undergoing construction. Likewise, for about 1,550 megawatt, our utility NEA has already entered into PPAs with various IPPs, and they are looking for the financial close. Besides, NEA is undergoing processing of around 11,000 projects PPAs. A study has projected generation requirement of something around 36,000 megawatt by 2040, with certain policy intervention in replacing energy source to be used in water heating, household cooking, transportation, etc. In Nepal, the major resource base for electricity generation is the available water resources in the country. With the water resource available in major river basins like Saptakoshi, Saptagandaki, Karnali, and Mahakali, and in the southern river basin, there is a viable potential to generate around 72,000 megawatt of electricity within the country, as per the latest power potential study conducted by Water and Energy Commission Secretariat. At present, access to electricity is 94% through grid and off-grid solutions, and per capita consumption of electricity is 325 kilowatt hour. 100% access to electricity within the next 2 years is our target. Within the next 3 to 4 years time frame, Nepal is likely to transit to net electricity surplus country without any need to import from India, though we are already at surplus at wet season and selling power to India. Ladies and gentlemen, we, the people of the region, are all striving for rapid growth in economies of our respective countries. Since power or energy is the key driver to economic growth, we would like to ensure that we have a certain degree of energy security. Being interdependent with each other because of the complementarity of energy generating resources as well as the complementarity of seasonal demand and supply arising out of varying demand pattern is the best way to ensure energy security in the region. Since 2000, a lot has happened in this area. During these years, we have seen several bilateral and multilateral regional arrangements between the countries of the region. The individual countries have gone through the reform processes in the electricity sector. The willingness of the political leaders to enhance regional energy integration has been reflected in their country-specific policy directives in order to promote cross-border energy trade. Coming to cross-border power trade between Nepal and India, we have been moving forward to creating the necessary infrastructure. Joint teams are actively involved at various levels, and I commend the spirit of cooperation expressed from both the sides. For interconnection between Nepal and India, we have jointly prepared a master plan which envisages the 11 high voltage cross-border linkages to be established in the long run. Nepal's huge hydro potential means that there are a lot of investment opportunities in this sector. If market can be ensured in the region, investments can be attracted to tap Nepal's hydropower resources. Reliable transmission interconnectivity between our countries would be required for realizing the immense benefit of power trade or exchanges. Transmission interconnection and grid integration among the countries will help to reduce our carbon footprints, allowing us to depart from dirty energy mix to more and more cleaner and sustainable sources of energy. At the end, I would like to appreciate the activities carried out by Nepal chapter of IEEE Power and Engineering Society. This conference on the role of energy for sustainable social development bears utmost importance in terms of bringing out the latest findings on the sustainable energy sectors and chalking out the roadmap for further development of the sector. Let me thank you all very much once again, and I wish you all the best for the subsequent sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insight about all the electricity supply exchange in Nepal and wishes for the conference. Moving forward, may I request our Honorable Mr. Sunil Prajapati, the Chairman of College Management Committee and the Mayor of Bhaktapur Municipality, for his welcome remarks. Mr. Sunil Prajapati, the Mayor. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद सर। आजको यस कार्यक्रमका सभापतिज्यू, आजको यस कार्यक्रमका प्रमुख अतिथि, नेपाल मजदुर किसान पार्टीका सचिव एवं सांसद प्रेम सुवालज्यू, जलस्रोत जल तथा ऊर्जा आयोगका सचिव दिनेश कुमार घिमिरेज्यू, उपप्रमुखज्यू लगायत मञ्चमा आसीन अतिथिगण, यहाँ उपस्थित सम्पूर्ण सहभागी मित्रहरू, सबभन्दा पहिले भक्तपुर नगरपालिकाद्वारा सञ्चालित खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेज र खोप कलेज अफ इन्जिनियरिङ लगायत भक्तपुर नगरपालिकाको तर्फबाट यहाँहरू सबैलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु। र खोप इन्जिनियरिङ कलेजको यो सभा हलमा समाजको दिगो विकासको लागि ऊर्जाको भूमिका विषयक दोस्रो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलन गर्न पाउँदा हामी अत्यन्त खुसी छौँ, हर्षित छौँ। यस अर्थमा आजको यस अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलनको सफलताको निम्ति सिंह भक्तपुरवासीहरूको तर्फबाट हार्दिक शुभकामना व्यक्त गर्दछौँ। यो सम्मेलन अत्यन्त महत्त्वपूर्ण समयमा हुन गइरहेको छ। नेपालको व्यापार घाटा चुलिएको छ। देशको आर्थिक बजेट बराबर व्यापार घाटा छ। यसले अर्थतन्त्र निकै नराम्रो स्थितिमा पुग्दैछ। यसको मुख्य कारण ऊर्जाको लागि आवश्यक पेट्रोलियम पदार्थ आयातमा व्यापक वृद्धि हुनु हो। सरकारले वार्षिक झन्डै 2.5 खर्ब रुपैयाँ बराबरको पेट्रोलियम पदार्थ आयात गर्छ। देशको समग्र वस्तु निर्यातबाट हुने आय पेट्रोलियम पदार्थ आयात गर्न पनि पुग्दैन। देश श्रीलङ्काको बाटोमा अघि बढिरहेको अर्थशास्त्रीहरू बताउँदैछन्। पेट्रोलियम पदार्थको आयात कम गर्ने सहज उपाय जलविद्युतको उत्पादन बढाउनु नै हो। विद्युत उत्पादन गरेर जनतालाई सस्तोमा वितरण गर्नुको सट्टा हप्तामा 2 दिन बिदा र यातायातमा जोर बिजोर प्रणाली लागू गर्ने जस्ता सुझाव दिएर आयल निगम सरकारलाई उल्टो बाटोमा अगाडि बढाउन खोज्दैछ। नेपाल जलविद्युतको विकासमा अत्यन्त सम्भावना भएको देश भएर पनि हिउँदको समयमा अझै भारतबाट बिजुली आयात गर्नुपर्ने अवस्थामा छ। नेपालको आर्थिक समृद्धिको महत्त्वपूर्ण खम्बाको रूपमा रहेको विद्युत सस्तोमा भारतलाई बेच्ने र महँगोमा खरिद गर्ने गरेको कारण पनि देशले आर्थिक घाटा बेहोर्नु परेको हो। सरकारले विद्युतीय यातायात सञ्चालनमा जोड दिनुपर्छ। हुन त नेपालले चिनिया सरकारको सहयोगमा पहिलेदेखि नै विद्युतबाट चल्ने यातायात पनि सञ्चालनमा ल्याएको थियो। 2033 सालदेखि नै भक्तपुर काठमाडौँ ट्रली बस चल्थ्यो। आर्थिक उदारीकरणको नीतिसँगै ट्रली बसहरू बन्द भए। केही दशक अघिसम्म काठमाडौँमा यात्रीबाट सञ्चालन हुने सफा टेम्पो पनि व्यापक चलेकै थिए। विभिन्न कारणले त्यो पनि बन्द भयो। ऊर्जा सङ्कट समाधान गर्न विद्युत विदेश निर्यात गर्नुभन्दा नेपाली जनतालाई प्राथमिकतामा राख्नु पर्थ्यो। विद्युत सस्तो भएमा नयाँ नयाँ यातायात र कल कारखानाहरू स्थापना हुँदै जानेछन्। युवाहरूलाई रोजगारीको अवसर प्राप्त हुनेछन्। विदेशी नै युवाहरूको सङ्ख्यामा व्यापक कमी आउनेछ। देश आत्मनिर्भरताको बाटोमा अगाडि बढ्नेछ। विश्व बैंकका अनुसार माथिल्लो कर्णालीबाट मात्रै 4180 मेगावाट विद्युत उत्पादनको क्षमता राख्छ। केही वर्ष अघि नेपाल सरकारले भारतको जिएमआर कम्पनीसँग 900 मेगावाटमा सम्झौता गर्यो। त्यस्तै पश्चिम सेती, अरुण तेस्रो र अरुण चौथो पनि भारतलाई नै बनाउन दिने सरकारले निर्णय गरिसकेको छ। यो नेपालको जलस्रोतमाथि भारतको नियन्त्रण कायम हुँदै जानु हो। यस्तो स्थितिले नेपाल कहिल्यै समृद्ध हुन सक्दैन। भारत नेपाललाई एउटा स्वतन्त्र र सार्वसत्ता सम्पन्न देश भन्दा पनि आफ्नो एउटा प्रान्तको रूपमा व्यवहार गर्छ। नेपालको जलविद्युत लगायतका क्षेत्रमा उसको अनुमति बिना कुनै पनि देशको लगानी उसलाई स्वीकार्य हुँदैन। नेपालका शासक दलहरूकै कारण नेपाल भारतको उपनिवेशको रूपमा खुन्दै गइरहेको छ। यो स्थितिको अन्त्य हुनु जरुरी छ। नेपालमा उत्पादित बिजुली बेच्ने कारण देखाउँदै शासक दलहरूले एमसिसी जस्ता देशघाती सम्झौता संसदबाट अनुमोदन गरे। त्यसको असर नेपालमा लामो समयसम्म रहिरहनेछ र नेपाली जनताले भोग्नु पर्नेछन्। नेपाल सरकार कुनै पनि काम गर्न विदेशीको मुख ताक्ने गर्छ। नेपालीहरूसँग पुँजीको अभाव होइन। हजारौंको सङ्ख्यामा रहेका सहकारीसँग खर्बौं रुपैयाँ जम्मा भएर बसेको छ। सबै सहकारीलाई सेयर दिने घोषणा गर्दै जलविद्युतमा लगानी गर्न आह्वान गरेको खण्डमा 40-50 अर्ब रुपैयाँ जम्मा गर्नु नेपाली जनताको निम्ति, नेपाल सरकारको निम्ति कुनै ठुलो कुरा होइन। उपयुक्त वातावरण तयार गरिदिएमा नेपालीहरू त्यस्ता जलविद्युत आयोजनाहरू आफै सञ्चालन गर्न सक्षम छन्। अहिले प्रत्येक नागरिकको हात-हातमा मोबाइल भएको र इन्टरनेट बिना जीवन नचल्ने अवस्थामा पुगेकोमा ऊर्जाको महत्त्व झन्झै बढ्दै गएको छ। यो देश विकाससँग पनि सम्बन्धित छ। देश विकासको निम्ति ऊर्जाको विकास एक अपरिहार्य विषय बनेको छ। रुस युक्रेन युद्धले पेट्रोलियम पदार्थको मूल्य आकाशिएको छ। यसको असर अझै कयौं वर्षसम्म रहिरहने सम्भावना छ। यसर्थ नेपाल सरकारले जलविद्युत परियोजनाहरूको विकाससँगै विकासमै बढी ध्यान केन्द्रित गर्नु जरुरी छ। यसतर्फ आजको यस सम्मेलनले महत्त्वपूर्ण योगदान दिने विश्वास गर्दछौँ र पुनः एकपटक भक्तपुर नगरपालिकाद्वारा सञ्चालित यस कलेजमा यहाँहरू सबैलाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दै बिदा हुन्छु। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. So our mayor incited and provided us the best wishes for the conference, along with the country demand, the country requirement for electricity trade, the hydropower requirement, and the government initiation to promote hydropower and sustainable energy, such that the event can have impact on the policy making of the energy supply and demand in the country. So thank you, sir, for your all words. Obviously, we'll be working towards, and our researchers here, the engineers, would look forward to make your words implementable. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, may I request our chief guest, Honorable Mr. Prem Suwal, the Member of Parliament and Secretary, Nepal Mazdoor Kisan Party, to grace the event with his valuable remarks for the event. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद। दबुमा बस्नुहुने कार्यक्रमका सभापतिज्यू, मेयरज्यू, उपमेयरज्यू, सचिवज्यू लगायत प्राध्यापक साथीहरू, सम्पूर्ण सहभागी प्राध्यापक साथीहरू र कर्मचारी साथीहरू, विद्यार्थी भाइ बहिनीहरू, सर्वप्रथम आजको यो कार्यक्रम हाम्रो विषय छ रोल अफ इनर्जी फर सस्टेनेबल सोशल डेभलपमेन्ट। यो विषय जुन अहिले दोस्रो अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय सम्मेलन भइरहेको छ, यसको पूर्ण सफलताको कामना गर्न चाहन्छु। अब हाम्रो देशमा ऊर्जाको निम्ति सबभन्दा सस्तो सजिलो भनेकै जलविद्युत हो। अब वैकल्पिकमा सोलर पनि, हावाबाट, अब डिजेल प्लान्ट त धेरै महँगो। अब हामीले अरू आणविकतिर जान त सक्दैनौँ, त्यो अलि विनाशकारी पनि हुने हो। त्यसकारण हामीले जलविद्युतलाई राम्रोसँग हामीले उत्पादन गऱ्यौँ भने हाम्रो देश धेरै अगाडि बढ्ने हो। अब यो पञ्चायतको 30 वर्ष कति जलविद्युत उत्पादन भएको त 110 वर्ष भयो जस्तो लाग्यो सुरुको। अब यो 110 वर्षसम्म पनि हामी अहिले पनि बिजुलीमा आत्मनिर्भर हुन सकेनौँ, जबकि हामीसँग 83,000 मेगावाट बिजुली उत्पादन गर्न सक्ने क्षमता छ। यति धेरै क्षमता हुँदा पनि हामीले ऊर्जामा आत्मनिर्भर हुन सकेनौँ। अहिले पनि भारतबाट निर्यात भइरहेको र अहिले बर्खामा कति 364 मेगावाट हामीले बिक्री गऱ्यौँ भनेर आएको छ, जबकि नेपाललाई नै पुगेको छैन। जलविद्युत त हामीलाई पुगेकै छैन नि। कमसेकम ग्यास यता ल्याउनु भन्दा बिजुलीबाट खाना पकाउन दिएको भए त व्यापार घाटा पनि घट्थ्यो, ग्यास पड्केर मान्छे दुर्घटनामा पनि पर्दैन। हामीले सरकारलाई यी सबै विषय सुझाव दिएका हौँ र हरेक प्रधानमन्त्रीसँग हामीले राख्यौँ, तपाईहरूले बिजुली उत्पादनमा प्राथमिकतामा राख्नुहोस् भन्दाखेरि गिरिजा प्रसाद कोइरालाले के जवाफ दिनुभयो? भारत मान्ला र हाम्रो देशको बिजुली निकाल्नलाई भारतलाई मनाउनु पर्छ। अब प्रधानमन्त्रीहरूको स्थिति यो छ। त्यसपछि हामीले प्रचण्डजीलाई भन्यौँ बिजुली उत्पादन गर्नु पर्यो। होइन 10 वर्षमा 20,000 मेगावाट उत्पादन गर्ने रे 64 सालमा उहाँ 65मा प्रधानमन्त्री हुनुहुँदा। अब 65बाट 79, 14-15 वर्ष भयो उत्पादन भयो। त्यसपछि ओलीजीलाई भन्यौँ बिजुली उत्पादन गर्नु पर्यो। कसले किन्छ अरे? ल बेच्नलाई भने हो बिजुली उत्पादन गर्ने, कसले किन्छ अरे? भन्नुको अर्थ भारतले किन्दैन, अनि किन उत्पादन गर्ने? त्यसकारण यो शीर्षक छ नि रोल अफ इनर्जी फर सस्टेनेबल सोशल डेभलपमेन्टमा रोल अफ पोलिटिक्स फर सस्टेनेबल सोशल डेभलपमेन्ट भनेर त्यो पहिला हामीले छलफल गर्नुपर्ने भयो। राजनीति सबभन्दा मुख्य नीति हो, त्यो त बागमती जस्तै प्रदूषण त्यस्तो भइसक्यो, गनाएर हैरान। तपाईँहरूलाई थाहा छँदैछ नि, बजेट बनाउँदाखेरि बिचौलिया प्रवेश गर्यो, अब सिसी फुटेज खोयो भन्दाखेरि हार्ड डिस्क निकालेर फुटाइदियो अरे। अब यस्तो पनि हुन्छ, माओवादीले नै भनेको। अनि के भयो त भन्दाखेरि जम्मा 17 अर्ब नीतिगत भ्रष्टाचार भएको, तपाईँहरू के गराउनुहुन्छ अरे? भयो अब 17 अर्ब। अनि फुटेज सिसी फुटेज खोयो भन्दाखेरि त्यो त निकालेर फुटाइसक्यो, प्रमाणै छैन। अब उही अर्थमन्त्री हुन्छ, हामी कसैलाई पठाउँदैन अरे सिधै सिधै। अनि कसको लागि भनेको तपाईँलाई थाहा छैन? एउटा चौधरी हो, प्रधानमन्त्रीको आफ्नै सांसद, उसलाई चाहिँ यो इभी इलेक्ट्रिक भेहिकलमा हामीले मिलाइदिएको हो। अर्को प्रधानमन्त्रीकै छोरा हो, सेनिटरी प्याड। हुन त प्रधानमन्त्रीको छोराको कम्पनीले मेरो होइन भनेर वक्तव्य दियो, अर्को कम्पनीलाई गराउँछ, सबै सेटिङ भइसकेको छ। त्यसकारण अब यो राजनीति कुहिएपछि देश कहिले अगाडि बढ्दैन। पार्टीहरू जो सरकारमा जान्छ उनीहरू के कुरा गर्छन्, अहिले एकजना सांसदसँग सोडेको 64 देखि लगातार जितेको, 64 मा 1 करोड 63 लाख खर्च गरेको रे, 70 मा 2 करोड 63 लाख, 74 मा 6 करोड, अब 79 मा 12 करोड जम्मा गर्नुपर्छ रे। अस्ति प्रचण्डजीले बोले नि, गाउँपालिकाले 10 करोड खर्च गर्यो, प्रदेश र सङ्घमा त 40-50 करोड अरब खर्च हुने भयो। अब भनेपछि राजनीति कुहिँदैछ, राजनीति कुहिएपछि विदेशीले थिचोमिचो गर्छ। त्यसै हामीले एमसीसीमा सही गराएको हो, त्यसमा लेखेकै छ नि, एमसीसी भनेको अमेरिकन इन्ट्रेस्टको लागि इन्भेस्टमेन्ट भनेर। एमसीसीमा तपाईँहरू क्लिक गरेर हेर्नुहोस् त, शब्दै यही हो, इन्भेस्टमेन्ट फर अमेरिकन इन्ट्रेस्ट। त्यसरी लेखेकै छ नि एमसीसीको पैसा के हो भन्ने कुरा। फेरि आइपिएसको रिपोर्टमा हेर्नु होला 2019 मा, त्यहाँ लेखेकै छ आइपिएस भित्र इन्डो पेसिफिक स्ट्र्याटेजी अन्तर्गत यो इन्डो पेसिफिक क्षेत्रको देशहरूलाई अमेरिकाले एमसीसी मार्फत पैसा सहयोग दिने। एमसीसी भनेको के हो? अमेरिकन यो के इन्डो पेसिफिक रणनीतिको निम्ति पैसा पठाउने संस्था हो। अब प्रधानमन्त्री शेरबहादुर देउवा के भन्नुहुन्छ, शीतैमा आएको खानु हुँदैन, किन नलिने भन्छ। बिग खान मिल्छ, शीतैमा कसैले दियो भनेर मर्दैन। हामीले प्रधानमन्त्री शेरबहादुर देउवालाई 10 पटक भन्यौँ, बिग खानु हुँदैन, शीतमा दिँदैमा खानु हुँदैन बिग। त्यहाँ लेखा छ यो एमसीसीको सम्झौतामा स्पष्टसँग अमेरिकाको नीति र कानुनलाई विरोध गर्न पाइँदैन। अब अमेरिकाले कुन बेला इराकमा आक्रमण गर्छ, कुन बेला लिबियामा आक्रमण गर्छ, गडाफीको हत्या गर्छ, सडाम हुसेनको हत्या गर्छ। अब प्रजाको कोरियालाई नाकाबन्दी, अरू कति देशलाई नाकाबन्दी, चीनसँग व्यापार युद्ध छ। अब हिजो अस्ति चीनको थाइवान, आफ्नै भूमि थाइवान, त्यो थाइवानको बारे त स्पष्टै लेखेको रहेछ चीन र अमेरिकाको सम्झौतामा। थाइवान भनेको चीनको मुख्य भूमि, चीनकै अङ्ग हो, एक चीन नै हो, थाइवान अलग देश होइन। 1971 मा युएनले थाइवानलाई अब चीनको अङ्ग हो, यसलाई चाहिँ सुरक्षता दिने होइन, कुनै प्रतिनिधिलाई हामी स्वीकार गर्दैनौँ भनेर 1971 मा निर्णय गरेकै रहेछ। युएनको पनि निर्णय छ, अमेरिका र चीनको पनि सम्झौता छ। अब त्यस्तो ठाउँमा न्यान्सी पेलोसी चाहिँ सभामुख, संसदको सभामुख, त्यहाँ राति 10:45 बजे थाइवान पुगे, सारा अमेरिकन हात हतियार वरिपरि राखेर। भनेपछि अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय राजनीति अब साम्राज्यवादीहरूको हातमा छ। नेपालको राजनीति आर्थिक माफियाहरूको हातमा छ। अब सचिवजी यहाँ हुनुहुन्छ, अलिकति बर्ता भयो भने त कुन जल माफियाले सचिवजीलाई हटाइदिइहाल्छ। यस्तो पनि देश रहन्छ, कहिले त्यस्तो हुन्छ, मन्त्रीलाई त हटाइदिने रहेछ। जल माफिया, त्यस्तै अब भूमाफिया, यस्तै माफियाको देश भएपछि यो देश कहिले अगाडि बढ्दैन। त्यसकारण नयाँ पुस्ताका सबै विद्यार्थीहरूले एकदमै सचेत भएर हामीले अध्ययन गर्नुपर्ने भयो। अब इन्डियाले के भनेको रहेछ, सचिवज्यूले भन्नु भएन, त्यो सत्य हो कि होइन, हामीले संसदमा पनि उठायौँ। इन्डियाको लगानी नभएको जल विद्युत परियोजनाबाट इन्डियाले नकिन्ने भनेको रहेछ। अब उसलाई बेच्नको निम्ति उसको लगानी ल्याउनु पर्ने। ल कर्णाली, जिएमआर, अरुण सतलज, अरू कुन सबै भारतीय कम्पनीलाई दिनुपर्ने। हामीले आफैले वा हामीलाई अलि सस्तो ऋणमा कुनै देशले ल बिजुली उत्पादन गर भनेर हामीले उत्पादन गऱ्यौँ भने इन्डियाले के भनेर छ, हामी किन्दैनौँ, अब तिमीले उत्पादन गरेर के गर्ने। हुन त 20,000 मेगावाट हामीलाई अहिले चाहिन्छ। रेल चलाउनु पर्यो, बस चलाउनु पर्यो, अब खाना पकाउनु पर्यो, उद्योग चलाउनु पर्यो, कृषिलाई चाहिन्छ। हामी हरेक घरमा त अहिले खानेपानीको पम्प नचलाइकन पानी नै आउँदैन। सरकारको बन्दोबस्त हेर्नुहोस् न, कति सम्झाउने हामीले सरकारलाई। कमसेकम पानीको फोर्स मिलाएर टोलमा पठाइदिएको भए पम्प त चलाउनु पर्दैन नि। हरेक मान्छेले पम्प चलाउनु पर्छ, बिजुली खेर गइरहेछ। त्यसकारण राज्यको नेतृत्व गर्ने पार्टी र नेताहरू साँच्चीकै राम्रो नभएसम्म हुँदैन। अब नयाँ पुस्ताका तपाईँहरू नै हो भोलिको संसद, यो देशको सिंहदरबार कब्जा गर्ने। अस्ति अब उहाँ त सचिवज्यू, अस्ति एकजना सचिवले के भन्नुभयो सिंहदरबारको, यो सिंहदरबार भनेको भ्रष्टाचारको अखडा रहेछ, मलाई त जागिर छोडेर हिँडुन् जस्तो लाग्यो अरे। भन्नुहोस् कस्तो पीडा भयो होला मान्छेलाई। हामी त सिंहदरबार भनेको देशको कार्यकारी होइन, एकदमै राम्रो ठाउँ भन्ठानेको त भ्रष्टाचारको अखडा रहेछ। त्यसकारण यस्तो देश कहिले पनि माथि उठ्दैन। त्यसकारण राजनीतिक रूपले शुद्ध बनाउने काम हामीले गर्नुपर्ने भयो। अब प्रधानमन्त्रीज्यूले मोदीजीलाई लुम्बिनीमा ध्यान गर्न बोलाउनु भयो, दुबईसँगै बस्नुभयो, हाम्रो प्रधानमन्त्री निराएर र्याल चुहाइदिनु भयो। त्यही पछि उठ्दाखेरि त मोदीजीले यो कागजमा सही गरिदिनु पर्यो भनेर प्रधानमन्त्रीले सही गर्दा अरुणचार लिएर गयो। ध्यान गर्न आउने मोदीलाई अरुणचार प्रसाद किन? हरेक एउटा नदी दिँदै जाने। 46 सालपछि बौडल आयो, 6000 नदी नाला नेपालको भारतको साझा रे। ल अब यो हनुमन्ते खोला भारतको साझा हुन्छ कसरी सही गरिदिन्छ? प्रधानमन्त्रीहरू भतराईजीले सही गरिदिनु भयो। त्यसकारण आफ्नो देशप्रति माया नभएका पार्टी र नेताहरू सिंहदरबारमा गएसम्म हामी नेपाली जनतालाई अति दुःख हुने भयो। अब 80 लाख नेपाली विदेशमा। अस्ति हामीले एउटा न्युज पढ्यौँ, अहिले युक्रेनमा रुस विरुद्ध अमेरिकाको आक्रमण छ। युक्रेनमा लडाइँ छ तर अमेरिकाले रुसलाई आक्रमण गरिरहेको हो। त्यहाँ रुस पहिला युक्रेनमा हतियार थुपार्यो, अनि रुसले रोक्न खोज्दा मानेन, अनि रुसी सेना गएर त्यो हतियार उठाएर ल्याउनु पर्यो। किन? भोलि त उसैलाई हान्ने भयो। अहिले थोरै राख्दैमा हटाइदियो भने सजिलो होला भनेर गइदिएको हो। तर रुसले युक्रेनी मान्छेलाई मारेको छैन। अब त्यो बाटोमा 2-4 जना मर्नु अर्कै कुरा हो। अहिलेसम्म रुसले नै युक्रेनमा तेल र ग्यासको पाइपलाइन पठाउँदैछ। यदि आक्रमण भए तेल रोकिदिन्छ, ग्यास रोकिदिन्छ। भारतसँग ग्यास र तेल, चीनसम्म सस्तोमा ग्यास र तेल रुसकै। अब नेपालको नेतृत्व, राजनीतिक नेतृत्वले युएनमा युक्रेनको विरुद्ध, युक्रेनको पक्षमा रुसको विरुद्ध मटालिदियो। अब रुसले के हेर्छ? ल जसले समर्थन गरेछ सस्तोमा लानु, नेपाललाई हामीलाई मतलब छैन, त्यहाँको मान्छे मरे पनि मतलब छैन, किन हामीलाई विरोध गरेको भन्दैन रुसले। अब भारतले रुससँग सस्तोमा किन्छ, यहाँ अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय बजारमा मूल्य बढ्यो भनेर ठगेको ठगे, तेलको मूल्य बढाएको बढाए। वास्तवमा उसले त सस्तोमा किनेको हो नि, रुसले उसलाई सस्तोमै दिएको हो नि। अरे मल पनि दिएन। किन मल नदिएको, किन नल्याएको भनेर कृषि मन्त्रीसँग सोध्दा अब भारतले आफ्नो कम्पनीको मल बिक्री नगर्ने कसैलाई पनि, अब नेपाललाई चाहियो भने तेस्रो देशसँग किनेर ल्याएर नाफा खाएर दिने हो। अब उसलाई आफ्नो काम गर्नै फुर्सद छैन, उसलाई नाफा थोरै मलमा के नाफा खाने भनेर मलै ल्याइदिएन अरे। भयो कृषि मन्त्रीको काम। कृषि मन्त्री भारतको गुलामी भएर बस्नुपर्ने देश, उसले खा भनेपछि खानुपर्ने, छैन भनेपछि अब कृषि मन्त्रीले मल नल्याएपछि नेपाली भोकै हुने। देशको स्थिति यो छ। त्यसकारण देशलाई आत्मनिर्भर बनाउनको निम्ति कमसेकम दाल चामल तरकारी त हामीले उत्पादन गर्न सक्छौँ नि। 50 अर्बको चामल भारतबाट आयात रे। भयो अब कृषि प्रधान देश, यो त नर्कै बनाउने भयो नि देशलाई। स्थिति यो भयो, यो स्थिति छ। त्यसकारण अब म अन्तिम कुरा, अब एमसिसी पछि एसपिपी आयो, त्यहाँ सबैले विरोध गर्यो। खोइ पत्र लेखेको भने अस्ति साउन 9 गते लेखेर पठायो। त्यहाँ विदेश मन्त्रीले बोलेको भाषा, एमसिसी अगाडि नबढाउने निर्णय भयो अरे। अगाडि नबढाउने भनेको एमसिसी त यहाँ उभिरहेछ नि, अहिले पनि अगाडि नबढेको, भोलि त अगाडि बढ्छ नि। के एसपिपी अगाडि नबढाउने निर्णय भयो। एसपिपी अगाडि बढाउने निर्णय होइन, हामीले त खारेज गर्नु पर्यो भनेको। किन? त्यसमा अमेरिकन सेना नेपाली ब्यारेकमा आएर बस्ने, अनि ब्यारेकभित्र बाहिर निस्कँदा अमेरिकन सेनाले हतियार लिएर आउने। हाम्रो देशमा अमेरिकी सेना हतियार लिएर परेड खेलेपछि के हुन्छ? देश रहन्छ। त्यसैले यो खारेज गर्नुपर्छ। अब 9 गते पत्र लेखेर पठाएको भनेर भन्नुभयो परराष्ट्र मन्त्रीले। पत्र खोइ भन्दाखेरि हिजो अस्ति सेवा लम्साल प्रवक्ताले, परराष्ट्रको प्रवक्ताले, 1 पैसा रुपैयाँ यसलाई सार्वजनिक गर्न मिल्दैन, अमेरिकाले पनि सार्वजनिक गरे मात्र मिल्छ। हामीले लेखेको पत्र अब अमेरिकाको डरमा सार्वजनिक गर्न नपाउने। यो देश अब उपनिवेश होइन, देश स्वतन्त्र सार्वभौम भन्ने हो, बाँकी छैन। देशको स्थिति यो छ। अब मैले अघि तपाईहरुलाई भने यो युक्रेनको कुरा, युक्रेनमा एउटा यो युक्रेनकै राष्ट्रपतिको अमेरिकामा एउटा कम्पनी रहेछ जेलेन्स्कीको 3 ठाउँमा सम्पत्ति छ, इटाली, लन्डन र मियामी, अमेरिकाको फ्लोरिडामा। अब 3 ठाउँमा घर जग्गा सम्पत्ति भएको मान्छे युक्रेनको राष्ट्रपति त्यहाँबाट भाग्नु पर्यो भने जहाँ पनि बस्न पाउने भयो। र उसको एउटा कम्पनी उलाई राष्ट्रपति बनाउने खोलोमैस्की भन्ने मान्छे रहेछ युक्रेनको खरबपट्टि, त्यो मान्छेको त्यहाँ अमेरिकामा एउटा कम्पनी छ। त्यो कम्पनीमा जागिरदारको हन्टर बाइडेन, अहिलेको जो बाइडेनको छोरा भयो। अब युक्रेनको राष्ट्रपतिको कम्पनीमा अमेरिकाको राष्ट्रपतिको छोरा चाहिँ जागिरे रहेछ, उसलाई महिनाको 50,000 तलब दिने रहेछ डलर हन्टर बाइडेनलाई। त्यसपछि हामी नेपाली अब यहाँहरु विदेशमै हुनुहुन्छ, त्यहाँ हामी काम गर्नु पर्यो भने अब रिसर्चर भए पनि ल 4-5 हजार डलर खाऊ भन्छ। अब 2-3 हजार डलर त बस्न खाने नै खर्च हुन्छ। त्यसकारण अर्काको देशमा जतिसुकै पढे लेखे पनि हामीलाई दास बाहेक केही बनाउँदैन, मालिक त हामी आफ्नो देशमा हुन्छौँ। त्यसकारण 40-80 लाख नेपाली जो विदेशमा छन् उनीहरूलाई नेपालमा रोजगारी दिएर हामीले आफ्नो देश अगाडि बढाउन सकेनौं भने यो देश नरहने स्थिति छ। नयाँ पुस्ता हामीले भोलि नेपाल हाम्रो देश भन्न नपाउने स्थिति छ। कसको कारण? नेपालकै सिंहदरबार कब्जा गर्ने राजनीतिक पार्टी र नेताहरूको कारण, हाम्रो कारण होइन। हामी त इमानदार सोझा छौं। जो सिंहदरबार कब्जा गर्न गए पार्टी र नेताहरू, उनीहरू विदेशी दलाल भएको हुँदाखेरि हामीलाई चाहिँ गाह्रो भइरहेको छ। यो विषय साथीहरूले सबै विद्यार्थीहरूले पनि छलफल गर्नु होला। र अब म 1-2 मात्र यहाँ न्यूज आज हेरेँ मैले हिजो अस्तिदेखि, गहुँ र चिनी आयातमा रोक दियो अरे भारतले। उखु त हामीसँग प्रशस्तै छ नि, हाम्रो उखु ठेकेदारले हाम्रो उखु खेती किसानले इन्डियामा बेच्नुपर्ने, यहाँको चिनी मिल चल्दैन, गहुँ त तन्नै उत्पादन हुन्छ। त्यसपछि अर्को मह बिक्री नहुँदा समस्या, मान्छेले मह खान पाइरहेको छैन, मह बिक्री नहुँदा समस्या भयो भनेर न्यूज आउँछ। कहिले बन्दोबस्त हुन्छ हाम्रो देशमा? पुँजीगत खर्च कम हुँदा अर्थतन्त्र कमजोर। हेर्नुस्, भ्रष्टाचार गर्न नपाएसम्म खर्चै नहुने रहेछ। एकजना कार्यकारी अधिकृतले हामीलाई भन्नुभयो मन्त्रालयमा जाँदा पैसा लिनलाई आफ्नै पैसा पहिला दिनुपर्छ, अनि मात्र चेक आउँछ, त्यसले फेरि ठेकेदारलाई दिएर हामीले उठाउनु पर्छ। सिधै यस्तो भइरहेको छ। अब पुँजीगत खर्च कम हुँदा अर्थतन्त्र कमजोर, यस्तै समाचार हामी हरेक दिन पत्र पत्रिकामा पाउँछौं। र यी पत्र पत्रिकाको तस्बिर भनेको नेपाल एकदमै बिग्रियो, कुहिँदै छ भन्ने कुरा हो। यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले रोक्नुपर्छ। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. It was really a very fruitful insight. Like to researchers, engineers here, now we need to think differently. We're always thinking technically, and now the conference is socially, and our honorable chief guest has put forward a different issue. We need to think politically even. Like unless we think politically, our issues cannot be addressed. However technical, however specific we are to our work. Thank you, sir, for all your comments and suggestions throughout, and best wishes for the conference. Moving forward, I would like to introduce you with the overall schedule of this conference. So we have our inaugural session going on, and then after we'll have a plenary session with 2 keynote speeches. And then after we'll have 2 parallel technical sessions in 2 different halls, in hall number 3 and hall number 4 in the different other building. Our volunteers would guide you to the halls. Then after we'll have a lunch break, and again we'll have a plenary session with a keynote speech in this hall itself. So then after we'll have 2 technical sessions parallelly in the 2 different halls, hall number 3 and hall number 4. And then after we'll have a tea break. Further moving forward, we'll have 2 parallel technical sessions in hall number 3 and hall number 4. And finally, we'll have the concluding session in this hall itself. So this is the overall schedule of this conference today. You may have the schedule with you all. So thank you all for participating, and thank you all the delegates, the dignitaries at the dais for your valuable time, your valuable wishes, and the thoughts what you have given to us, all the engineers and scientists today, and all the new engineers and scientists going to be, who are like expressing their feelings throughout their expression in the faces, like smiling throughout, like what they need to do further. So thank you all, and then with this, with the permission from our chairman of this conference, I would like to end the inaugural session. I'd like to request you all to join the tea break outside this hall. Thank you all.